In the shifting sands of Egyptian history, where ancient glory meets colonial struggle, a clandestine brotherhood emerged, the Sons of Horus. This secret society, shrouded in mystery and enigma, sought to rekindle the flames of Egyptian nationalism by drawing inspiration from the country's ancient past. Founded in the late 19th or early 20th century, this group took its name from Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship, protection, and divine justice. Egypt, long subjugated by foreign rulers, from the Persians to the Romans, from the Ottomans to the British, had endured centuries of cultural and political erosion. As the 19th century waned and nationalist sentiment stirred among Egypt's intellectual and political elite, secret societies began forming, driven by the desire to restore Egypt's sovereignty. While some groups, such as the Urabi movement and later the Waft Party, operated in the political sphere, the Sons of Horus took a different path. They operated in the shadows, blending ancient mysticism with revolutionary fervor, believing that true liberation could only be achieved by restoring Egypt's spiritual and political connection to its glorious past. The Sons of Horus were deeply rooted in the symbology of ancient Egypt. Their emblem featured the Eye of Horus, an ancient symbol of protection, wisdom, and divine authority. This symbol not only represented their goal of restoring Egypt's lost sovereignty, but also served as a coded message. They were always watching, always vigilant. Members of the society underwent initiation ceremonies modeled after ancient Egyptian rites. These rituals took place in hidden locations, sometimes in abandoned temples, other times in underground chambers. The initiation would begin at dusk, with candidates blindfolded and led through a symbolic underworld, reminiscent of the journey of Osiris, before emerging into the light of Horus's wisdom. Oaths of secrecy and loyalty were sworn upon relics, including papyrus scrolls inscribed with hieroglyphic texts, ensuring that members remained steadfast in their cause. The Sons of Horus believed that modern Egyptians had strayed too far from their ancient heritage. To rectify this, they studied ancient Egyptian philosophy, law, and military tactics, blending them with contemporary revolutionary strategies. Their teachings combined the wisdom of Thoth, the justice of Ma'at, and the strength of Set, tempering idealism with realism. The Sons of Horus operated with a dual purpose: to undermine foreign rule and to cultivate a uniquely Egyptian identity free from foreign influence. Unlike other nationalist movements that sought gradual reform or political negotiation, the Sons of Horus believed in direct action, secrecy, and, if necessary, subversion. Undermining foreign rule. The British, who had effectively controlled Egypt since 1882, were their primary adversaries. The Sons of Horus carried out covert operations, including disrupting British supply lines, sabotaging colonial infrastructure, and spreading nationalist propaganda. While not outright terrorists, they engaged in calculated acts of resistance designed to make British rule increasingly untenable. Reviving Egyptian identity. The group emphasized the revival of Egypt's ancient language and culture. While Arabic was the lingua franca, some members experimented with reconstructing demotic and hieroglyphic scripts. They secretly taught these ancient languages to recruits, fostering a sense of connection to Egypt's pharaonic past. They also encouraged the adoption of traditional Egyptian names rather than Arab or Western ones, emphasizing a distinct national identity. Influencing the intellectual elite. While they operated in secrecy, the Sons of Horus exerted influence through literature, art, and academia. Some of Egypt's most renowned poets, historians, and playwrights of the early 20th century were rumored to have been associated with the group. Through allegorical works, they spread nationalist sentiment, calling upon Egyptians to embrace their ancient roots. Countering European Egyptology. The group was particularly opposed to the European-dominated field of Egyptology, which often treated Egypt's past as a curiosity rather than a living heritage. Sons of Horus members infiltrated excavation teams, recovered stolen artifacts, and in some cases engaged in covert efforts to prevent European archaeologists from removing sacred relics from Egypt. Although no concrete proof of its membership list exists, several historical figures have been linked to the Sons of Horus, either by speculation or circumstantial evidence. Some believe that nationalists such as Ahmed Lutfi el-Sayed and Saad Zaghloul, prominent figures in Egypt's independence movement, may have had clandestine ties to the group. Others argue that certain archaeologists and museum curators sympathetic to Egyptian nationalism worked in tandem with the organization, ensuring that Egypt's artifacts remained in the country. The group's influence reached its zenith in the early 20th century, particularly during the 1919 Egyptian Revolution against British rule. While mainstream nationalist groups led mass protests, the Sons of Horus allegedly worked behind the scenes, coordinating strikes, infiltrating British colonial institutions, and gathering intelligence. Some accounts suggest that they were involved in smuggling weapons to revolutionaries, though no direct evidence has ever confirmed this. With the establishment of Egypt's constitutional monarchy in 1922 and later, the nationalist wave led by Gamal Abdel Nasser's Free Officers movement in 1952, the Sons of Horus appeared to fade into obscurity. Some believe that their mission had been accomplished, as Egypt had finally freed itself from colonial rule. Others speculate that the organization merely went underground, adapting to the new political climate. Rumors persist that remnants of the Sons of Horus still exist, operating as an ultra-nationalist faction dedicated to preserving Egypt's cultural integrity. Some conspiracy theories suggest that they are involved in efforts to reclaim Egyptian artifacts from foreign museums, or even influence modern Egyptian politics from the shadows. The Sons of Horus remain an enigma, a blend of historical reality and myth. Whether they were a well-structured organization or a loosely connected network of nationalists with common ideals, their legacy endures. They represent the undying spirit of Egypt, a nation that, despite centuries of foreign domination, has never lost sight of its identity. Modern Egyptian nationalists often invoke the image of Horus as a symbol of resistance and pride, much like the Sons of Horus once did. Their story, whether fully true or partially embellished by the sands of time, continues to inspire those who seek to reclaim Egypt's rightful place in history. In the end, the Sons of Horus are more than just a secret society. They are a symbol of a timeless struggle, the eternal battle between oppression and sovereignty, between amnesia and remembrance, between subjugation and true independence.